Chapter 15. Noah's Ark. Nerves fluttered Pip's whiskers as every animal in Noah's Ark turned and tittered with enthusiasm, staring at her and Hans, their noses trembling with curiosity. "How do you think they'll do?" a squirrel whispered. "He looks tough," another said, looking at Hans's lean, scarred body. "I'm not so sure about her. She looks a little scrawny." Pip frowned and stood as tall as she could. "Don't listen to them," Hans said. "Only fools judge by appearances." "He's right," called Leon the eagle, and Henry the stag nodded. Regretting what they had said, the squirrels' ears flattened against their heads and they scuttled away. Limping forward, the eagle offered the end of his speckled wing to Pip and Hans. "Please forgive my behaviour before," Leon said, glancing at Madame Fargher with respect. "I was captured and the enemy left me with scars, so I would never forget it." He gestured to his leg, gnawed and deformed with an unnatural, jagged lump at the knee. "Every day I feel the pain they caused," he said, ruffling his feathers with the memory. "It makes trust very difficult for me. I'm sorry." "We share the same scars, my friend," Hans said, taking Leon's wing in both paws and earnestly shaking it. Pip did the same, recoiling shyly from the eagle's fierce golden stare. "And not all Germans are Nazis. Some of us are resistors too," the rat continued solemnly. "Their fatherland is not my fatherland. Germany is trapped inside Hitler's snare, and I will fight for its freedom until my dying breath." He looked down into Pip's face, who was staring up at him with a furrowed brow, and a tender smile flickered across his scarred face. "If necessary." "Isn't she a little young to be in Churchill's secret animal army?" the white pigeon cooed to G.I. Joe, looking up from where she nestled on his shoulder and staring at Pip with an inquisitive flutter of her pretty blue eyes. "War isn't a place for kittens." "I'm old enough to have made it here, aren't I?" Pip scowled, feeling patronised by the bird. She wasn't that much older than her. Several animals giggled, amused by the little mouse's spirit. "You've got heart, little lady," G.I. Joe chuckled. "The pair of you will get along just fine." "I'm Lucia," the white pigeon said with a smile. "Pip." "Like you," G.I. Joe said to Hans. "Louis escaped Axe's capture." The pigeon gave the rat a friendly nudge. "But they let her keep her good looks." "I was lucky," Lucia cooed. "I thought I was done for when they caught me, but then they sent me back with a message to my troops. Herewith we return a pigeon to you. We have enough to eat." "Never underestimate luck, guts and guile," the hedgehog said firmly, approaching the group and placing a paw around Pip's shoulder as if she was her own kitten. "When the worst happens, you must use every last drop of them to survive." "Then Madame Fargher has the most luck, courage and brains of us all," G.I. Joe said. "She's escaped captivity not once but twice." Pip looked up at the hedgehog with a curious twitch of her nose. Somehow she knew every line scored onto Madame Fargher's face told a story, and she had no doubt she could be as fierce as she could be mild. "There is no need to look so worried, ma petite chérie," she laughed, giving Pip a gentle squeeze. Feeling the hedgehog's warm embrace, Pip's heart grew heavy. It was not long since she had snuggled into Mamma's fur, but it seemed like a lifetime ago. She wouldn't believe she would never see her again, and she swallowed, trying to stop tears filling her eyes. "You are part of our family now. We take the greatest care of one another and strive never to be captured. But it is important for you to know," Madame Fargher continued gravely, "if you are captured, your only hope is to escape, either in death or by whatever means you can. Each of us is connected to another animal in the resistance. That's what makes us strong. We work together, sharing information to destroy the Nazis, but The enemy knows this. They will do anything to make you turn on your allies, and pain can persuade even the best secret keeper to shout and scream. Noah's Ark listened in silence, ears flattening with fear against their heads. Torture is the most brutal language of war, Pip, the hedgehog continued. You must never underestimate it. Whether you survive the horror of the interrogation or not, the cruelty of it will haunt you for the rest of your life, especially if your friends die by the secrets you told to ease your own suffering. So we must do everything we can to rid the world of evil. Then we can end this war for good. I want to help, Pip said earnestly, glancing at the umbrella. The sooner the war is over, the sooner the fighting would stop, and no more families would be killed. I know I can. And you and your umbrella shall, ma petite chérie. The hedgehog smiled, and the rest of Noah's Ark smiled with her. Bernard Booth has an excellent idea for it. I want you and Hans to come with me, Leon, G.I. Joe and Lucia now. She turned to the others and looked at each of them with a keen determination twinkling in her brown eyes. For us to truly succeed tonight, we must conduct Plan Violet. Plan Violet? Pip said. Oui, chérie, we are going to sabotage the telephone lines so the enemy have to use their radios when they find out the train has fallen later tonight. Then the Allies can listen in and learn what else they have planned. Lucia, Madame Fargher said, turning to Leon and clambering upon his strong speckled back, take Pip and her umbrella with you. Hans, you go with G.I. Joe. Climb up, the white pigeon said, offering her silky wing to Pip. A shiver of excitement rushed under her fur as she sat on Lucia's shoulders. This is going to be fun. Hang on tight, little lady, G.I. Joe said as Hans agilely leapt on his back. Louis flies like a devil. But that's still not as fast as an eagle, Leon said, giving Pip a wink. We'll see about that, Lucia said, snapping the pointed end of the umbrella in her talons as G.I. Joe hopped on its handle. As the pigeons launched in the air, Pip too began to fly.